Hey, welcome to the Skinergy Squad podcast with your captain, Kristen Heath, and let's not forget, head cheerleader, Cindy Grossman. Let's go. Hello.
Hey, happy Monday.
Happy Monday, April 25th. How are you?
Do you feel like the year is flying by?
Yes. You know, that's another topic for another show, but I have to tell you, Florida, the time does go extremely quickly.
You think it goes
Uh,
faster in Florida than in New York?
yes,
I
because
thought New York is like the city that never sleeps. It's just,
yeah, you would think that, but you dread the cold days in the winter and you like it drags on. It drags on. So you look forward to the spring and the summer and the fall, but it's just like it drags. Time drags by. Those weeks when you're working, it's like it's a forever Monday to Friday, and you look so forward to the weekends. Yeah.
that goes by so fast.
Right. Figure that out. But yeah, I find that the time in Florida goes very quick.
We're
Very
going to be
quick.
like holidays before you know it.
I know. Don't say that.
No,
Don't
I
put
feel
it
like the
out
summer,
there.
I feel like the summer kind of drags. You'll be like, oh, it's still summer.
No, because it's so hot here and the humidity, and you just look forward to that October when you're going to get that first little crisp of fresh air. I know. It's terrible.
Definitely. So what
Can't
have you been
wait.
up to? We haven't been on it in like 2 weeks, so.
Right. Well, last Monday we were celebrating with our ladies at the ABWA Ladies Night Out. Shout out to Marilyn and Tammy. They did a great job. That was fun.
Definitely.
And the weekend before that, actually went on a nice quick cruise. It was nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, 3-night cruise. It was real nice. It left right from the port. MSC Cruise Line. I'll give them a little shout out. But it was perfect. You know, we left Thursday. Friday we were in Nassau.
The all
Saturday we
important
were.
question, how was the food?
The
I
food was
didn't mean to cut
good.
you off.
The food
Keep
was
going.
good.
Keep
No, the
going with your
food.
itinerary.
The food was good. The food was good. Yeah. But
Okay.
then Saturday, Ocean Cay, their private island. And I've been to a lot of private islands, like for Norwegian Cruise Line and Celebrity. And this was the top one. I mean, it was beautiful, really beautiful. We attempted to snorkel, but couldn't see anything in front of us. So that was kind of a bummer. Yeah. It was
You're
nice
quite the
though.
scuba snorkel lady.
Yeah. I love
What's
to
like the
be.
scariest thing you've seen well under?
Well, actually, when I was getting my training for scuba diving, I did see an alligator.
Hi, Tammy.
Oh, uh-oh. Tammy says the time goes by faster the older you get. Jeez. What fun things
Hi,
had
Miss
a great
Goldman.
time. Yeah.
Wait, so you saw an alligator?
While I was training for my dive
Wait,
certification.
like
Yes.
swimming in the water?
Yeah, like right next to me. And
Heck
the and
no.
the instructor didn't
Heck
want to
no.
tell anybody because he was like,
How do you not see an alligator?
well,
No.
if you're like here and you're a part of a class and people are all around you here and it's behind you, you really don't see. You don't have a rear view mirror, It's kind of odd.
We had a little mini dinosaur, kind of part alligator, in the studio the other day. Thank goodness, shout out Tammy Gibbs for helping me out with that. I'm telling you, you see how I react to a lizard. It was a large lizard in the studio. An alligator, pff, I'm gone. I'm a goner. I might have a heart
No,
attack.
no. We just swam away from him. He was fine. Yeah, I
Crazy.
mean, I've
So
seen
that's
sharks underneath the water. I've seen it all. Yeah.
I respect the animals of the world and I let them be in their space and I'll stay in my space in a boat, on land, maybe in a
Okay.
raft.
All right.
But
Gotcha. How were your weekends? How was your Easter?
oh, my Easter was good. We had a fun like Easter party on the Saturday. We spent time with friends. Um,
Nice.
you gifted Sebastian this lovely lawnmower. that he loves. I have a little our Sebastian clip of the day. So you may notice there's Easter eggs. I cut it off, but there's a lot of Easter eggs all around him, and he's mowing their grass.
Right. Well, I didn't even know, but I had bought him the lawnmower, and at the time he was,
Oh
loving
yeah,
the
that was
mower.
his
Right,
friends, the
right.
little boys at the party. But no, Easter was good, and then I'm trying. My I feel like I'm old because the time goes and I don't even remember. But it's been good. We got hit. Was it before or after Easter? I think it was before when you went away on your cruise. My
Yes.
family got hit with the flu. And let me
Flu
tell
A.
you, flu A, and this flu is not playing. I was
Mm.
struggling for a
Everybody.
good
Yeah.
6 days in my house. So it's not fun when you have a 1.5-year-old with the flu and you have the flu and you're trying to recover. It just wasn't fun. So
No.
shout out
Not
to
good
good
at all.
vitamins.
That's for sure.
So
Yeah. Stay safe, everyone. Yeah, because
yes.
people kind of forgot about the flu and was so concentrating on COVID. Meanwhile, here you were,
Hmm.
you
And
actually got
when
a
we
bad
went
case.
to the urgent
Can't hear you. You muted yourself.
hello.
And you're back. Hi.
While we were at the urgent care, the doctor commented about how, like, while we were there was another person, same symptoms with the flu, and another person with the same symptoms with COVID. So it's just all a mess. It's not fun,
Crazy.
any of the diagnosis you get.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's had us out for a week and then catch up with work. I love working, so when I'm out, it kind of bums me out. So,
Hmm. I
but it's
understand.
fun. I've been watching some good baseball, so our boys
Yes.
are finally getting it together.
Oh, yeah, they're doing great. Doing
I have
great.
a question for you, baseball related. What is your opinion on the phrase "it's early in the season"?
I hear it all the time from my husband. He keeps saying that to me. And you know what? I hate that saying
Tell me
because
why.
if you're gonna rise to the occasion when the season starts. But I think it's even more being said because spring training was cut down so short. So it's like they didn't have a chance to really get started. But
And
that's
what
no
did I say to you
excuse.
the other day? Exactly. It's no excuse. Cole, I don't remember. Last game, he pitched phenomenal, like he should for what
Right,
he does and what his career. It's like I just think it's so confused because like that's their job. Like I can't go to work and like sugar horribly one day. I mean, I'm not comparing
right,
Major League Baseball, but I'm saying that's your job. You know what I'm saying? It's like
right,
I guess we all have off days, but
right.
it's like you make millions of dollars. You should be able to make your own mini training center or
He
like a
makes
lot of
over
these
$1 million a game.
ridiculous. Isn't he like on a $34 million contract or something?
Unbelievable. One
It's
of the
sickening.
highest.
So it's like
Yeah,
a lot of these players go like to the Caribbean and things like that. You're telling me you can't practice, especially a pitcher throwing the ball, like
right.
make a little thing and it's
Yeah.
excuses to me. So, I mean, I know that he did better last game. I think he felt the heat and
Or
I
he
don't
was
know, but
using that.
what was that? You muted yourself.
No, I didn't. I just didn't want to say it out loud. I think he was using the sticky stuff.
The sticky stuff. So, but no, I hope that oh, he makes 36 million per year. That's
Um,
crazy. He better have the
36.
state of the art training facility. I don't ever want to hear, oh, and I heard that he's so exact. Like if the game is supposed to be on at 7:05 and he's not throwing that pitch, his like whole rhythm is off.
Oh, poor baby.
They are not playing today, right? So tell me why Stan was off yesterday and then they didn't play today. Like he needs 2 days in a row off.
He needed a break. He needed a
Oh,
break.
it's because he's getting old.
Yes. Aren't we
So,
all? We're all getting old.
anyways, well, I'm excited for the season. and I hope that they just continue to, you know, knock it out. So I
Rah,
wanted
rah,
to
rah.
yeah, I wanted to show you before we move on. I showed you the little Sebastian video, but we did see you Easter Sunday when you got back right from your cruise. So we went to the park.
Oh, gee.
Look at Cindy looking fresh in her little dress for the park.
But you could see he was all flushed. It was getting
Yeah, he
hot
was
out
so red. It
there.
was so hot. And then this was just a little pic I threw in there.
Aw,
I think that might have been, I don't think that was Easter morning breakfast, but we love on the weekends having our breakfast together. So,
aw, such a
yeah.
cutie.
He enjoyed Seal's meat. Actually today we had the meatballs and spaghetti, but we didn't have that for dinner, and so he was like really into our dinner.
Oh,
Very
wow.
frustrating. He came home whiny today. I don't know
Oh,
what's with the day. It was a rough
tough day.
one. So
Tough day.
I think because we got up early, but everything was wine and wine. And he wanted chips for dinner. That's what he wanted to eat for dinner. He
Oh,
had chips. This is chips, peaches,
oh.
a little bit of a pouch, Cheerios. I mean, worst mom of the year right here. This is like
Potluck.
horrible.
He had a potluck dinner tonight.
Anyways,
It's all right.
so
It's
yes,
okay.
definitely. Do you want to get into our national holidays? We always do at the beginning.
Sure. Some really good ones this week. So we have National Lingerie Day. That's actually today. So ladies, you know what to do tonight. National Zucchini Bread Day. Not a fan.
You don't like
National,
zucchini bread?
no, not a fan.
Hmm.
National Telephone Day. Oh, if we can only give up that telephone. National Hug a Plumber Day. If you know a good plumber. Now, this is a good one. National Hairstylist Appreciation Day.
What
So,
day is that?
what's funny is it's today, which is funny because on Mondays, hairdressers usually don't work, but could give a shout out to them tomorrow. Then tomorrow is Get Organized Day. And a favorite of mine, National Pretzel Day. That's a favorite. Then
Unless
moving
they're stale.
True. Then moving on to Wednesday, it's National Devil Dog Day. I don't know about you, but I used to love devil dogs. Love it. And it's
What's devil
also,
dogs?
oh, see, it's like two chocolate cakes with a vanilla icing inside.
Like a
Delicious.
yo-yo or a ho-ho?
No, it's different. It's different.
You should have got us an image. Wait, so are they flat?
They're kind of shaped like a hot dog. Yeah.
Devil dog. I gotta look that one
Devil
up.
Dog, look it up. It's also on Wednesday, Yom HaShoah. It's the Memorial Day for the Holocaust. It's Prime Rib Day, if anybody's into a nice piece of prime rib. It's Denim Day on Wednesday. Now, we wore our denim today, but we're ready for Wednesday. It's also Babe Ruth Day. Hello. It's Administrative Professionals Day. So, everyone, take care of your admins. They work extremely hard.
Shout out
Then
to my
it's
mom.
yeah. Then it's Take Your Kids to Work Day. I can see you doing that. Then it's Superhero Day for all those Marvel fans. There's quite a few out there. It's Blueberry Pie Day. Another one I'm not a fan of. Then we go on to, I am a fan, National Oatmeal Cookie Day. It is Bugs Bunny Day. Now, I love Bugs Bunny. Okay. He was a favorite. It's also Adopt a Shelter Pet Day. So if you're thinking about getting Sebastian a pet, think of that on that day. It's International Jazz Day. It's Honesty Day. Honesty. We should all be honest every day, not just on a special day. And also Gal Gadot Day. Yay, Wonder Woman. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
Those are some great holidays.
Oh, yeah. Should never forget them. Never.
Definitely. And you should never forget to make sure you follow us on Facebook at the Skinergy Squad or my Facebook or Cindy's Facebook. And if you are local to the area, make sure you come and check us out. Make an appointment. We have some good specials. Actually, I guess I'll say them now while we're talking about it. Um, for the lady in your life, we have a gift card special. We have buy one MK product, get one half off. I have a special back facial. It's summertime. People wearing bathing suits or backless things. So make sure you have your back looking right. And then anybody listening to the Skinergy Squad podcast, mention episode 10 and get a complimentary underarm sugaring. And I believe, you know, anybody that tries sugaring will come back. So I'll throw in a free underarm just so you know what you're
Nice.
missing. So those are our
Exactly. Good
specials.
one.
And I wanted to mention we have a comment Daredevil, man without fear. Mitch. We do have a big announcement that starting next episode, we have a new showtime, 8:30. So hope it's not too late for some of our listeners, but we'll be on at 8:30. And we started this podcast to be fun. So we were doing every Monday. Life happens, things happen. We both work, have families, lives like that. So we appreciate you guys when you do tune in. And like our shows always are on YouTube or on our page. Um, and we like to bring interesting guests. So we don't force it and we appreciate all of the support we've gotten. So yeah, make sure you subscribe on YouTube or Twitch and click the bell to stay notified. So Cindy,
Yes.
take us off.
Okay. So I think we should bring our special guest on. Okay.
Okay.
Mary C. Owens. She's a life transition expert. And we're going to bring her on.
Expert is the key word here. She is
Yes.
chef's
Yes.
kiss. And we
That's
met
right.
her at a one of our luncheons. And when she spoke,
ABWA.
yes, American businesswoman, when she spoke, I don't think there was a woman in that room that wasn't like, like she just has a way of when she talks, it's relatable to anybody, man, woman. She's just very relatable, and so we wanted to bring her on the show. So feel free to ask questions if you have questions. I know me and Cindy have questions. So without further ado, hello,
Hey.
Mary.
Hi.
How's
Thanks
it
for coming
going?
on.
Good.
Thanks for coming
I
on.
was having some trouble hearing Cindy.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry. How about
Yeah,
now?
I can't hear what she's saying.
oh
Oh,
no. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, don't worry. I'll just translate what she's saying.
Okay.
okay. Sounds
I
good.
hope. Wait, can people comment if you can hear Cindy or can't hear Cindy? I want to make sure. Maybe I don't know why you can't hear her, Mary, but I want to make sure everyone else can because it'll be very boring if they have to hear me talk for the rest of the show. So
Right.
please, people that are watching, comment or let us know. So, Mary, we want to thank you for joining us on this lovely Monday. Did you have
Thank
a
you.
great Easter holiday? And
I did. It was very nice. Yes. It's always
definitely.
nice to spend some time with loved ones and kind of relaxing and eating good food and
Would
that
you
sort
eat
of thing.
anything tasty?
I made a chicken breast, roasted chicken breast, and my boyfriend made garlic smashed potatoes. So it was good.
Thank you guys. We appreciate that you can hear Cindy. So maybe Mary's just, I don't know. Sometimes the behind the scenes, I never know what's going on. So,
Mm.
um, anyways, so that sounds tasty. And so we wanted to jump on in. We mentioned that you're a life transition expert. Transition. So do you want to tell the people that are listening kind of what that is for those that don't know?
Yeah, basically, my background is as a clinical social worker. I have a graduate degree in social work, concentration in mental health. I worked in the psychological field since 1987, since I graduated college. And I've spent my entire career helping people go through life transitions. From Vietnam veterans who were transitioning from being in active military and combat to civilian life, to recovering alcoholics and drug addicts who were trying to recreate their lives in sobriety. I've worked with hospice families, helping them to prepare for what life will be like after a loved one dies. And I switched focus from counseling to coaching and really found my calling as, just helping people through life's transitions, because we're always going to have them and they're not easy. But I think there are ways you can go about transitioning that doesn't have to be as painful as it can sometimes be.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Thank you. One of our viewers said, great job. So, yes, you do a wonderful job. I don't know if you want to touch a little bit, but I know when you spoke the first time, you had a great story. What kind of got you, you've transitioned a big part in your life, health, relation, all of that. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very relatable.
Yeah, I back in 2002, I got divorced. My husband asked me for a divorce, and I was kind of blindsided by it. I mean, I wasn't totally shocked, but I think we're never really, it's always easy to kind of stay in some kind of denial of what's going on. And at first, it really rocked my world. I'd never lived on my own. I, had only really dated my ex. I didn't have a lot of dating experience. And here I was, on my own at 38. And I was terrified. And it ended up being one of the best things that could have ever happened to me. It forced me to step outside of my comfort zone and venture out and do some things that I was really wanting to do for myself, not doing things because somebody else told me that I should be doing it. And as a result, I was able to do lots of really amazing things, but probably the most, I don't want to say critical, one of the biggest ones is venturing out and starting my own business, which I never in my wildest dreams thought that I would ever do, and started to speak professionally. And again, something I grew up pretty shy, and one of those kids that didn't very quickly raise their hands even in class to speak. So that was a huge outside of my comfort zone experience. And I just published my first book. So I've done things that had I stayed married, I'm not sure that I would have done, because it was too comfortable.
Definitely. Cindy, can you talk and see? Can you hear?
Yeah. Can you hear me now? No. Wow, that's weird. Okay. Can you ask her why the transition from psychologist to coach?
She wants to know why you made the transition. This is so odd. From psychologist to coach. Cindy, maybe try going back and then coming back in or something.
Okay,
Maybe, I don't
sure.
know.
Okay.
But yeah, Mary, so what made you make the choice from psychology more into the coaching?
I got burned out, quite honestly. I was working at a treatment facility. I had been a program director, and I was, running groups and working with a lot of the, the real psychiatric cases in mental health and substance abuse is very draining work. You're working with people who are really struggling and are suffering, and it's hard to leave that at work. And so I got burned out, and the facility I was working at ended up going bankrupt, and they laid me off with the whole staff. So I kind of took it as an opportunity to review my life and figure out what I really wanted to do. And the first thing I started doing, because I swore I was never going to work with people again, I started my own pet sitting company because I love. And so I started walking dogs and pet sitting, and I had a lot of fun.
That's a therapy in itself. A lot, animals are a lot of therapy for people.
Yeah,
absolutely. And it was great therapy for me, because I disconnected, spending time in a dog park, reading a book while the dogs play, and was very therapeutic. But after a while, I found myself getting bored, because I really needed a little bit more challenging.
They don't talk back.
Yeah. It was almost too comforting. And actually one of my, but I couldn't see myself going back into the hardcore clinical work. And one of my pet sitting clients was a coach. And she was like, Mary, you should think about, becoming a coach. And I'm just like, I don't want to be a coach. I used to make fun of coaches, because
Right.
I always saw them as people who were therapist wannabes that didn't really have the necessary training. But then the more I looked at what the coaching model, I realized that it is distinct from counseling. And even though it requires the same skill set, the perspective is different. With counseling, you're dealing with a lot of past, usually trauma, mental illness. Versus coaching, I don't assume that any of my clients are suffering from any kind of illness. I think my clients are stuck. I think my clients deep down inside have the answers, but they can't access it. And it's more about where are you today and where are we going tomorrow and working towards that. So I find that coaching is for me a lot more fulfilling because it isn't emotionally as draining as therapy. Now, I still respect therapy 100%. I've actually referred some of my clients into therapy with other therapists when I felt like that's what they really needed. But I think that there is a huge place for coaching today. I think most people could benefit from a coach.
Definitely. And so for those people that maybe are stuck, what would be like one good, I know you have lots of good advice, but like, one good piece of advice that you would say for people that are stuck?
For people who are stuck.
Maybe like more like a universal help. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure people have like specific depending
Mm-hmm.
upon the situation, but one that can maybe be applied to a lot of people's lives.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the one of the things I ask my clients is, first of all, how is it going to feel in a year if you're in the same place that you are now? And getting really in touch with the reality of if you don't start doing something different today, nothing's going to change. The best predictor of future behavior is past behavior because most people don't change. Okay.
Ooh,
So
that's a good one.
yeah, unless they're forced to change. Like with me, when I got a divorce, I got laid off. I was kind of like, okay, now, sink or swim. Um, it doesn't have to get that painful. When you realize that you're stuck, I think know that there's always options out there, and just takes, some time. One of the exercises I also do is having people visualize. Some people like to do vision boards. Other people like to, I love daydreaming. Really visualizing, okay, what do I really want to do? And get really in touch with how that feels when you're imagining a life that you're really wanting to live, because you really want to get into how that would feel. And then once you realize, okay, yeah, these are some changes I need to make, then it's about taking just some healthy risks, being uncomfortable, stepping outside the box and trying different things. People are motivated by one of two things: to avoid pain or to seek pleasure. And most people are motivated to avoid pain. Okay, so they're afraid something bad's going to happen, right? So they do this or they don't do that. They avoid what they fear rather than seek what they're really wanting, which is to be happy and feel fulfilled. And again, until the pain of staying in your current situation is greater than your fears, most people don't change. So I
I want
think,
that on a shirt. That is like, you need a book. Like, I can't wait to talk about your book, but
oh
you
yeah,
need like a book of like like a quote book, like Mary Owens quotes, because those are so good. For
but yeah,
real.
ponderings of Mary, right? Yeah.
We have a question from the audience.
Hmm.
With the coaching, do you try to get people to have a healthy work-life balance?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. No one on their
Thank you,
death,
Tracy Wales 24 for the
um,
question.
no one on their deathbed ever says, I wish I worked more. Everyone says, I wish I had spent more time with my family. I wish I had stopped and enjoyed life more. And so, I mean, that's important on the one hand, but the other hand, if you don't take time to rejuvenate and re-energize, your work's going to suffer. And that's, in European countries, if you work more than 40 hours a week, you don't get demoted, but you get written up, because in Europe, they know if you're working all this time, you don't have a good work-life balance, and you're not going to be as good of an employee as if you have a balance. So they kind of have a whole different mindset in Europe regarding that balance, which I really wish that we had in this country. But
Yeah,
they,
there's some jobs in this country where they force the overtime. It's not even, it's mandatory overtime.
Mhm.
So,
Oh yeah,
and
you're
I know,
encouraged, and
yeah,
yeah, it's very unhealthy, you know.
Cindy's husband is a hardworking man. I always find it interesting. A lot of like certain professions, such as a lawyer, they can work 7 days a week and it's never enough. I mean, he sticks the 6 days, but I just think it's so, you look at them and they have great work ethic, but you just want to be like, you're
Take a
working
break.
yeah, exactly. So,
Hmm.
but I think that he has a balance. I think that's why he works out and spends time and
Right.
reads. I think that helps him escape. But, we don't got to talk on the Mitch show. But I just think that a lot of people, that is a thing in this country where you just work, work, work. Like even with me, when I started my business in the very, very beginning, and it did not last very long, I was like, yes to every client. And it was like, you can almost be working 7 days a week, because when you're starting as a new business owner, you don't want to say no to people because you're afraid. And then I just like looked at my life, and it's like, even I who love what I do, I love going to work. I don't want to, work 7 days. I didn't start my own business to have to work 7 days a week.
Hmm.
So I definitely agree. That was a great question.
Yeah. To
Can you
have the
hear Cindy now?
flexibility.
Yeah, I can hear Cindy now.
Oh, great. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, to have the flexibility is the best kind of position to be in. Absolutely. Yeah. Now, one thing I like about Mary is she does put it out there that women go through a crisis, midlife crisis, which you always heard it was just men who went through a midlife crisis, but you do mention that.
Hmm.
What would you say? How does a woman recognize that they're going through that?
Hmm. Well, I think, it's like I like to call it the midlife angst. And I think what happens is that, we all work very hard. And I think maybe we're seeing it more with women now because there's so many more women that are in the workforce. And I think, we spend so much time in our 20s and 30s busting our butts, right, to be successful and to work up the ladder and to make money. And then you hit a time in your life where you kind of think, wow, is this all there is? And you're kind of
Mhm.
starting to see that, you're not going to live forever. And is this really how I want to be spending the rest of my life? And, it could be that you've built a career and it's no longer satisfying, or maybe it's not satisfying, but it's not energizing. It's not interesting. There's no passion there. Or maybe they realize I've been working too hard and maybe I need to take a step back. Or a lot of women who maybe took time off to raise families and now the kids are grown, and it's for the first time they're thinking, wow, I get to figure out what I want to do. And it can be considered a crisis because it can really shake you. You tend to think, I thought I knew what I was doing all along, and suddenly now I'm questioning, maybe this isn't what I wanted. Um, but again, I think that's all part of the growth process. I think that's a natural developmental stage that we all go through at some point, doing a life review. And I think that it takes a lot of courage to realize, you know what? There are more things I want in life, and I am willing to make some changes. And it doesn't matter if you're 20, 40, or even 60. I have clients in their 60s that are
Mhm.
working on transitions, and, retirement is, the women are changing the scope of retirement. They're coming to me saying, I'm not going to lounge around, by the pool eating bonbons. I still have another 20 years plus that I want to be giving back to the world. I don't want to be working 40 hours a week, but I want to be doing something to give back to the world. And what's encouraging from what I'm hearing is that most of them, it's all about empowering and supporting other women, and really, again, being their very best selves. So that always makes my heart sing when I hear that.
Right.
We
That's
love
true.
empowering other women.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. Interesting. That is interesting. Also, I know at the ABWA meeting we talked a lot about, Kristen, you mentioned it, being in toxic relationships. Maybe they could be friendships, and learning to step away and really, I guess, evaluating those different situations.
Yeah, and I think that Cindy and I, when we left you that meeting, after you spoke, we talked because it's like when you are in a business setting, it's very easy to, you want to be friendly and you want to be kind, and like you may be like, this is who I am, but it's still business for you. And other people may take it as like, we're best friends. And then it's like, how once those like wires are kind of crossed, how do you get back to a place where this is like a business relationship? Like, you don't want to mix and mingle because maybe on a personal level, they aren't somebody that you would want in your, mix.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's, when I was working as a therapist, the boundaries amongst the therapists were very strict. I mean, we worked hard, but we didn't tend to socialize a lot outside of work. When you think about it, a lot of people, when they go out and socialize, they talk about work. And when you're dealing with what we were dealing with, the last thing you want to do on your time off is to talk about work. Um, Starting my own business and particularly networking has been challenging for that very reason, where you're developing alliances with people and you're friendly with them, but maybe not friends. You're wanting to do business, but then the lines get blurred. And,
Yes.
business is business and friendship is friendship. And you can be friendly, right? And I can respect the work that people do. Doesn't necessarily mean I want to hang out with them after work. And I think it's very important to have that understanding. And I'm a president of a women's group down here in Boca, and I'm friends with a couple of the board members. And when they call me, I'm just like, okay, are you talking to me like I'm a friend, or are you talking to me as if I'm the president of the club? Because how I'm going to answer you and how this conversation is going to roll out is going to be different if we're on our friends hats or if we're on as board members. And not everybody can make those distinctions, so it can get quite messy.
Right. That is true, for sure.
Especially when you're someone like my friend over here who's very nice to everybody.
Well, like you said, it's, you're out there networking. I came to a new community. I wanted to be, accepting to everybody, and you want people to like you, and that may fall into a whole therapy session right there when you want people to like you and accept you.
Mhm.
That's the
Right, and you
situation.
right, and you may extend yourself then sometimes, right? Say
Right,
yes a lot.
right.
And one other thing I like to say is, if you say yes to something else, you might be saying no to yourself.
Hmm.
So I
Ooh, that's
often,
another Mary Owens
another good
line.
one. And I'm not making this up. I just have remembered all these things that people have told me through the years. But
Right.
one thing that I often do to people who are the ones that say yes is, um, and I've had to do this myself, you pause for 24 hours. You cannot respond for 24 hours unless it's an emergency, which very rarely is it an emergency, right? Say, let me think about it, I'll get back to you. And
Oh,
Right.
then
Cindy, I think we should challenge Cindy right now for the next 48 hours to do the pause method. Cindy, you want to accept the challenge?
24 hours. Yeah, I
No,
could try.
40. I think 48. What's today?
No, that's too long.
Start with
See,
what
she's a yes man,
I'm
baby.
gonna start. I'm gonna start with 24 hours and see where it goes.
well, but she just said no to you.
There you
48
go.
hours.
That's
Oh,
easy. That's
see?
easy for her.
Oh, that's not fair. No.
No, I think that Cindy, it goes a lot to show to her character. She's an amazing person. And I think people
Thank
are
you.
just drawn to her energy. So, and I do think she doesn't like to disappoint. I don't think in her life she's disappointed a lot of people. So she holds her bar very high. So I'm the
Mhm.
one pulling it down. But no, but I think that's a good idea. The pause and wait 24 hours. I think a
Right.
lot of people are quick for reaction. Like I've been known, not necessarily quick to reaction. Now that I'm getting older, I do think about things, but I'm quick for actual action. Like, like let's go do something, let's go. Like, oh, I'm gonna move, we're gonna move. Like I don't ponder those type of situations very often. So I could stand to use the 24-hour method
Right.
as well.
Yeah, and it's really just about is what someone is requesting of you
Thank
is
you.
is that really worth your time and commitment? And that's not doesn't mean that's out of disrespect, but again, if you've made a commitment to yourself, is whatever someone is requesting of you, is that worth saying no to yourself? And sometimes it might be, like, what they just asked me to do really is more important right now than what I thought was. But a lot of times we just say yes because we do want to please, we want to help people, which is admirable. But it can also cause where you take on a lot of stuff, and then people start expecting that from us, right? I
Right.
always say too is we train people very well how to treat us,
Hmm.
and
I should be writing these down. These are so I'm going to go back and rewatch this episode and write all these down. And I have another question. I
Mhm.
love being able to pick your brain. So, it's kind of talking about like, making people like you, but not just that, but like what about if you're in a situation and you may be coming up to where you're ready to make that transition, you know, and this is where I think someone like you come in handy with a transitional, coach, but like you're afraid of failure or you're afraid of disappointing other people, because I feel like a lot of people are in their situation and they know they need to make a transition. They know, what would be better for them. Um
They're
but they're
stuck.
just yeah, they're stuck, but not just stuck, but they're, they have that fear.
Mhm.
I think that, we kind of talked off about, people in their life being afraid. They're afraid, of this image, this persona that they have to maintain
Mm.
when, so you get what I'm asking.
Mhm.
So
Oh, yeah, I
what
mean,
would you say?
yeah, there's any number of fear of failure, fear of success, right? Which sounds kind of weird, but there's a fear of success, fear of being wrong, fear of looking stupid, right, or incompetent. And so the first thing is to really identify what is the fear, okay? And fear is not a bad thing, okay? Fear, here's another one. Fear is has been keeping mankind alive for centuries. Okay, it's the fight or flight response, right? When we're in true danger and we're fearful, it motivates us to take action. The problem is, in this day and age, most of what we fear is not a life-threatening situation. It's these fears that sometimes can be irrational. So the first thing I suggest people to do is okay, name the fear. Don't deny it. What is your fear? Say it out loud, put a name to it. And then, you know, ask yourself, what is this fear? What's the basis of this fear? What's the fear trying to tell me? And sometimes you'll realize that some of it's going to be kind of irrational, like I'm afraid that I'm going to lose all my money and go into bankruptcy. Well, then you'd say, okay, well, that's possible, right? How probable is it? And try to logically, think it through, and or ask yourself, okay, fear of failure. What's the worst that could possibly happen to me? Again, is it truly something where if you fail, it's going to be a life-threatening failure? Probably not, right? A lot of it is ego. And, but then again, it's just the mindset of, you know, by taking risks, you're going to naturally have periods where you feel like you failed. What was it? Thomas Edison said he failed 100, 200 times before he invented the light bulb. That's how we often learn, is through our failures. So I like to kind of spin that. I don't even like to call it failures, but setbacks are not a bad thing. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this that I can change and move forward? Because no one is perfect and we're always going to make mistakes.
And I don't know if you mentioned it. I know I've heard it before, but like where people kind of like psych themselves out or before things even happen. It's like they're almost afraid of things that, haven't even happened yet. I should have like thought of it, but there's like a saying that it's like you like do something more times before, I don't know, before it even happens. Like I know people like me, it's like I have to have a conversation and I like psych myself out so much before it even happens, and then you create all this false like afraid, and then you just
Yeah, I think it was Mark Twain that said, I've worried about thousands of things that never occurred or never happened.
Yeah, something
Right.
like that.
Yes. I mean, and what happens is, the brain doesn't know fact from fiction. It's going to believe whatever you tell it. Like think about when you're having a bad dream and you wake up and your heart's racing and you're breathing heavy. None of it was real, but your body responded like it was. Okay. So whatever you're telling yourself, your brain is going to say, oh, okay, that's reality. And that's what gets you jacked up. And most of us do spend a lot of time being afraid of something that's never even going to happen.
That's
And
true.
False evidence appearing real. Fear.
right.
Yeah.
We seem to think, or I like to call it the crystal ball syndrome. We like to think that we can look into the future and predict what's going to happen. And for a lot of people, what they're seeing is upsetting to them versus, well, how do you know? How do you know that? You can't. You might, oh well, because but you don't know. You don't know. And like you said, you get yourself so psyched up that this is something horrible that you don't take action when you're missing an opportunity to maybe really growing and I don't know, making some major changes.
That's for sure.
The other thing too is with the mindset is physiologically, there's no difference between fear and excitement. It's the same. Heart rate increases, blood pressure increases, respiration increases. You get antsy, you can't sit still. The only difference between fear and excitement is our mindset, how we're interpreting what's going on around us. So if we look around us, if we're having our heart's racing and we look around us and we think, oh my gosh, I'm in danger, you're going to feel fear. If your heart's racing and you look around you and think, wow, this is like so exciting what's going on, you're going to get really excited. Think about the first time you fell in love. How hard did that heart pound? Which was,
True.
kind of a neat thing.
That's for sure. Yeah.
That's a good one. That you're Mary, you always have great advice. I'm telling you, you're very relatable.
Yes.
For sure.
For sure. Okay, ready for some fun questions?
Sure.
So yeah,
Okay.
we have this little game that we play with some of our guests, and it's just like 5 kind of off the wall, not pertaining to this heavy, deep stuff. No, just not pertaining necessarily to your wonderful career. So hit her with the first one, Cindy.
What was your dream job as a kid?
As a kid, I think I wanted to be a nurse.
Oh, okay.
But
Right
then
now
I realized
they're making a fortune.
Huh?
So still helping
Right now-
people.
Yeah, I was saying right now, especially with everything in the world, they're making a fortune. People that are nurses and traveling and
Yeah,
so,
I don't know what age I realized I couldn't do blood and bodily fluids, so I had to figure out another way to help people.
Yeah, I could never do that. That's for sure. Who is your celebrity crush?
Wow. Oh, there's so many. I probably would have to say maybe Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, yes.
I think the man is gorgeous, and
He's a cutie.
that little bit of a Texas drawl of
Yes.
a voice, and everything that I've read about him. He's got a very strong faith. So yeah.
Good
what's your
guy.
favorite Matthew McConaughey movie?
Um, I think the one that I really noticed a moment was A Time to Kill, which was the John Grisham
Oh,
one where he played the.
yes. Yes. Good one.
There's been so
Yeah.
Cindy,
many.
what about you?
Well, he was good in Lincoln Lawyer also. He was great. And that's
Oh
funny
yes,
because I guess he's always symbolized with the Lincoln because he does all the Lincoln car commercials too. It's his
Interesting.
voice too. He's got this
yeah,
great
yeah.
voice.
I
Yeah.
love those commercials. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah. And he's a
Okay,
good
what
family man. Yeah.
yes. My
what is your favorite pizza
oh,
topping or toppings?
pepperoni, hands down, pepperoni.
Oh, pepperoni. There you
What's
go.
yours, Cindy?
No, I really like my pizza plain. Really do.
Oh,
Not
somebody's
big.
watching from Spain.
Oh, nice.
Hi.
Hello.
Um, what did you say, Cindy? Sorry, what was your favorite topping?
I really like it plain. It's got to have
As
the
long as
right
it has
amount
good
of
sauce. I
cheese.
think good sauce is a good topping
Yes.
for you.
That's the key. That is
Me
key.
and Cindy, Mary, we went somewhere and we got a pizza and it had no sauce, but it did like normally
Well,
they indicate. I don't feel like
right.
that
No,
indicated.
but you should know a margarita pizza does
Has no.
not have sauce. No,
Oh.
doesn't. It's cheese with the fresh tomatoes on top. Yeah, no sauce.
When we
Yeah,
had that margarita pizza at your parents, it definitely had. I just margarita's not my style. I know that you like that, but I guess
right.
not if you
Yeah, no, I like sauce on my pizza. That's for sure.
definitely.
Okay.
What is your guilty pleasure television show? She's like, no, why did they
No,
ask me
not this
that?
one. Um,
That's all right. You could tell us. Nobody's listening.
um,
Only people in Brazil
do you want an
or
actual
Spain.
show or do you want a genre?
No, what
Show.
about a show?
Um,
You have a show?
I love Ozark.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I love
What
Yeah.
about you,
Ozark.
Cindy?
Oh, I don't know. I
Guilty
get into
pleasure.
different things. Yeah. I mean, I was a big Ray Donovan fan. I enjoyed that. That was good. The Sopranos, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Dexter was another.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dexter, right. For
I
sure.
tend to go for shows with a lot of human pathology, but
Uh,
fiction, not any of the.
right. Right. That's for
Nice.
sure. Okay. Wait, I think we have one more. Okay.
No, I think we do.
Yeah. What is
No?
your dream vacation?
That would be going up. I saw this up. I guess it's Norway or in the Scandinavia with the Aurora Borealis. They have
Beautiful.
there's this hotel that has lodges that are glass.
Oh,
So you
wow.
lay in bed and you can witness the sky and all the changes colors, and I'm thinking that would be, I think, amazing.
Yeah.
One of
That
our
sounds
viewers has a question. What are your favorite top 3 books?
Top 3 books. My
Where's
book.
Mitch Goldman when you need him?
Wow. That's a tough one. Do you mean like novels or self-development or
He's writing from
Good,
Spain, so I'm not exactly
good,
sure.
good time to promote your book. Let's hear
Yeah,
about your
talk
book.
about your book.
Yes.
My book is called Embracing Change, How to
Change.
Face Your
There you go.
Fears and Start Taking Action. And it is based on the talk that I give, but it goes into a lot more detail. And what you'll also, you'll read about a woman named Anne, who's a fictional character, as she's going through a divorce. So you walk through her process of making changes while also learning about how to make the changes yourself, and so that you're hearing her story, but then learning about the stages of change and what you can do. There's exercises after each chapter looking at things that you can be thinking about to make change and move forward. So it's available on Amazon.
Oh, great.
So I'm really excited. It's my first book. It was on my bucket
Good
list.
for you. Excellent.
That is
Good
such
for
an
you.
accomplishment, definitely.
Congratulations.
So you said it's on Amazon, and then also I guess this is a great time if people wanted to contact you. We have here, let me turn it so they can just see it. We have your information, her email or phone number.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Mary at marycowens.com, or her phone number 561-414-7029.
Yeah, and for anybody that's listening to this, I offer comp sessions where
Yes.
we can spend some time kind of looking at where you are, where you're wanting to be. And so please feel free to reach out to me, email or by phone if you're interested, and we'll set something up.
Yeah. Those are very good calls. We did a couple of those. Yes.
Yes. But we wanted to thank you so much, Mary, for being a guest on our Skinergy squad and meeting you and listening to your talk. And I hope that this year brings you great success. And we'll definitely have to check out your book. So I'm so glad that you
Embracing Change.
Yes.
I think I'm going to put that in the comments for sure. Our viewer said congratulations on your book.
Yeah. Well, and I really want to acknowledge both of you for, the work that you do with, not just your own creating your own business, but really being out there and empowering women. And, that's the truth. We should be empowering each other, right? Because if we stick together, women will change the world.
Absolutely.
So I think what you guys are doing is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We appreciate it, definitely.
Yes.
So, well, you have a great evening, Mary.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Cindy, you're a wonderful woman.
You're a wonderful woman. That was fantastic. I hope the listeners got a lot of pointers.
I'm definitely going back and writing down those quotes. You will see them.
Embracing change, and reach out to Mary. She'll do the phone call with you, and then you can figure out what's your best path to make your transition with her. And she is a fantastic coach. So.
Yeah, because I feel like, she mentioned everybody, goes through transitions, whether it's you graduate high school, you go to college, whether you get married, you have kids, you start a new job. And, like she said, it doesn't always have to be scary. They don't have to be, they don't always have to be so difficult. So what would you say if you had to think of like a big transition in your life? What would you say is up there?
I've made quite a few in my life. I mean, I left the place where I was born and raised and packed 3 suitcases and just walked away and goodbye.
I think my computer 3 suitcases.
Yeah, 3. That's it. 3.
I'll remember that on the next move you do.
Yeah. Well, that was a major move. I had to get on an airplane. I didn't want to pay for the extra weight.
You didn't drive from New York down here?
No.
You came down with no car?
No car, nothing.
And then did you get off the airplane and realize, wow, I need transportation?
No. My father picked me up.
You're funny. Yeah. Well, I'm excited for our transitions coming up in the future. And we're
Yes, a lot of
excited for,
exciting things to announce, but stay tuned.
yes,
We got a
definitely.
lot of things
So
going on.
we do. There's always, oh, where are we broadcasting from? Well, that leads me right into it. I think your name is Ben, maybe Ben. We
No,
are,
Santiago.
oh, really?
Yes, his name is
Okay. Well,
Santiago.
we're based in Florida, in sunny Satellite Beach, Florida. So if you're ever visiting and you want to get, services or buy products or online, do you ship international, Cindy?
No, no,
Oh,
sorry.
well, definitely. So make sure you check us out on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch. You're watching from Twitch, so we appreciate that. And we will see you guys maybe next Monday
Oh yeah,
or
we have a special guest next Monday.
yes. Aw, Tammy, you're always right there with us with
Thank
the
you.
transition. So
Thank you, Tammy.
definitely. Anything else, Cindy, you want to
No,
shout
want to
out?
just tell everybody have a good night, buenas noches to our friend in Spain, and we'll see you next week. We have a special guest coming on next week. Stay tuned. Look for our post on Facebook. We'll be posting it soon.
Yes. Okay, good night, guys.
People